Welcome back. If you've just tuned into Sports Federation TV, this is the show where we talk about all different codes of sport, what makes sport happen in Cape Town. We chatted to the young men from Altus United Cricket Club, based out at the Greenpoint track. We're now moving to something more exciting. We're going to chat hockey. But just a bit of interesting news. We, as the Sports Council, have just signed a new partnership deal with Origin Fitness, a company that promotes and distributes sporting and resistance equipment. Check them out on their website, originfitness.co.za, where you'll get all the information about dumbbells, exercise balls, treadmills, and even an indoor bicycle. So there's lots of different activities that you could busy yourself with and improve your fitness level. Right now, we're going to move to someone who's quite fit and does a fair amount of activity. He's Mr. Jason. You well?
I'm well, yeah. Thank you.
Good. Thanks for coming and spending time with us. What code of sport is your speciality?
I specialize in hockey, field hockey for American viewers, but I don't think we have any American viewers.
But it's good that people understand that there's different types of hockey. Because often people just think that hockey is hockey.
Yeah.
But you get the ice hockey, you get field hockey, and obviously indoor.
Indoor hockey, yeah. So yeah, there's three different, there's two different forms. Field hockey is the 11-a-side format that you see played on TV at the Olympics. And then indoor hockey is a off-season, summer time activity that hockey players tend to involve themselves with. Yeah, it's 5-a-side, 5 outfield players, and then 1 goalkeeper, so 6-a-side in total. And that's just another form of the game.
And it's exciting and it's fast.
Yeah, it's extremely fast. Coming from outdoor hockey, which is 11-a-side, into indoor. The ball's always in play, so there's no outlines or no sidelines. So you'll find that the sideboards keep the ball in play, which makes the game continuous, and you have to keep running. So it is a huge change from outdoor to indoor.
Definitely. You're based at Central Hockey Club, which has got a rich history and has brought through many players through their ranks that have excelled both at Western Province level and at national level. Yeah. Give us some of your personal highlights.
Yes, Central, I'm absolutely in love with the club. I don't think there's another club that I'd play for, but I say that, now, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. But it's a club that has history that I can connect to. From the Clover Crescent days, the history that I wasn't involved with, but the stories that I hear from coaches and managers and people that were involved, to now, where Central is. It's a community-based club, not from the best community, but I mean it's a club that does a lot for the people, and it's shown that it can develop world-class players in the likes of Bruce, Wayne Hendricks, Marvin Bam, Kurt Serfontein, who's involved with the SA setup now, Bruce himself. And so I think that it shows you that they're doing something right and they actually care about the code of hockey. So that's why I can connect myself to Central.
And being out in Johnson Road, it's visible. But like you said, it attracts all the people from all the surrounding communities. Yeah. But it's not only the people from the surrounding communities, but also now you find that a lot of people from outside of the so-called Athlone area is now coming to Central because of the rich history, and also because of the successes that's come out of Central. How many players participate in the Western Province team? Do you know?
At the moment, this year we had it was about 3 of the current first team members playing at provincial level, and I think that's just testimony to the quality of coaching at the club, and then that's just this year. Last year we had I think there was also 4 representatives. If you count that and you look at our exports to other clubs, and at youth level we have always produced players of provincial or national caliber.
And in terms of success at Western Province level, how did we do?
Well, this season was our first season that we played in the MGR, which is the Grand Challenge Reserve League, which is the 2nd division. Unfortunately, last year we got relegated. But we won the league, and I think next year we'll be playing in the first division. Actually, I know we'll be playing in the first division.
Well done.
And yeah, that's an exciting time for the club. We've got Bruce Jacobs back. He spent the season, building for the next one. So it's exciting times at Central. And yeah, we look forward to the future and next season.
Definitely. Let's take a look and see what hockey is all about. Let's check out the footage of the interprovincials that took place last year. Let's check this out. As you can see, hockey is a fast action activity that often is played on Astro, but also played on grass. Let's take an ad break, and when we come back, we'll chat more hockey. See you now. This is Sports Federation TV. Welcome back. As you can see, we're chatting a little bit about hockey. We're chatting to Jason, who's telling us a bit about hockey. Jason, what's the difference between a short corner and a long corner?
Okay, the short corner is any infringement inside the circle. So the circle is the D that's on either end of the field. So if it hits a defender's foot, if it's a bad tackle, a lifted ball, any infringement in that area will end up being a short corner. A long corner is when the defender hits the ball out of the baseline. So that's the goal line. Okay, so if it takes a deflection off the defender's stick, or the defending goalkeeper makes a save and it goes over the baseline, that will result in a long corner. So as of this year, the long corner rules changed. So we don't take the long corner on the sideline anymore. You take it in line with where the ball exited the field. So that is an exciting addition to the game, because it allows you to attack the circle, because it provides you the better angle. So it makes the game a lot more exciting, which gives you more opportunity to score and more goals.
But isn't that a tricky one, because that's an interpretation of where the ball goes out, particularly for the ref?
Yeah, I mean, being at the national tournament this year, players and umpires manage it really well. Players understand the rule, so they didn't try their luck. If the ball goes out 5 meters from the circle edge, that's where it's taken.
Yeah.
But I think that's where players and umpires have to work together, just to keep the game flowing.
Yep. You involved in the under-18s? Tell us a bit about their history.
Yes, I've just ended my coaching stint with the under-18 age group. So that's the Western Province under-18 schoolboy side. I've spent 4 years with that group, coaching the B side first, and then the last 3 years the A side. I started with the A side in 2013 at a home tournament in Cape Town, so there's a lot of pressure on the A side and the boys. But fortunately we achieved gold, and then the following year we defended our title in Maritzburg, also achieving gold. And then last year, unlucky, we didn't do too well. We ended 7th, but you know, that's sport for you. The lessons you learn in victory, and there's lessons learned in failure. So I think that each experience was special. There wasn't one that stands out. Each one I can reflect on and say it was a good experience.
So someone once said to me that there's no script for live sport.
Yeah.
And exactly as you say, you can't predict who's going to win at any given point.
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk about the Rugby World Cup as an example.
Yeah.
Let's not go there. Let's take a look at the footage of the under-18s playing last season. Let's check it out. That was the under-18s playing in the IPT in 2014. Jason, what do you anticipate the prospects of some of those guys playing into the national team going forward?
Well, that was the second last group that I coached. Part of my objective for my 3 years, one of my personal objectives was to make sure that we retain players post high school, because that was one of the areas that we struggled from a federation point of view. We had a huge dropout after school. Hockey being one of the codes that is in boys' schools and in co-ed schools it's a huge code in the sense that there are derbies and things like that. So from this high moment at under 18 level, you go to the club where there aren't derbies and you can't find that type of atmosphere. So that was one of the objectives that I had. These players, the 2014 bunch, I think at least 8 of them obtained bursaries to university, and I think I've coached 6 of them in my under 21 Pens team this year. So I think that my objective I achieved, in the sense that we kept players interested in the code, and I think that's all you can as a coach develop, is the passion and the love for the sport, and not always the winning.
Winning will come by through the passion, and
yes,
through the commitment of the players, more than anything else.
Yes, I think the experience and your relationship with your sport when you're struggling is the most important thing. Do you love your sport to carry on running or going to gym and putting in the hard yards? Because at this level, that is what counts. And if you don't love it, you're not going to stay in the sport. Yeah.
Definitely. In closing, prospects for Central going forward? Seeing that you're going into new season,
Yeah, well,
Division 1?
Yeah, look, it's not quite like the EPL where we sign players,
Yeah.
and but that's one of the objectives. We would like a few players to join the club. It is exciting times. Bruce is a fantastic coach. I mean, he's one of the heroes of SA hockey, and especially in where we come from. He's not just a national player. I think he's a international, recognized player that's played in Holland. So, I mean, if you want a bit of knowledge from Bruce, or you want to improve your game, I think it's the perfect environment at Central. And then as a club, growing the club, growing our community outreach programs that we're passionate about at Central. We understand our role in the community, developing the game at a mass participation level, and just introducing young kids and adults to hockey and making them fall in love with the game. I think that's really our objective at Central.
Which you guys do quite well with the holiday programs and all and the like of that. If you want to know more about, thank you, Jason, for your time.
No, thank you so much.
If you want to know more about Central Hockey Club, go to their website, centralhockey.co.za. Let's take an ad break and we will come back. We'll chat Frisbee. See you now.